Might as well talk about this. Might as well talk about this. So apparently, a fake ban list has come about, and I'm going to assume that it's fake because there's a lot on here that actually could point towards it being fake. Let's get right into it. Ban Elder Entity Norden. This is probably like the only card on this list that makes sense. Oh, actually, no, not the only card, but it's like one of the very few cards on this list that actually makes sense. Limited Emergency Teleport. You want to know why Emergency Teleport probably won't get limited? It's not because of it's probably exactly because of Cosmos. Because everybody now has the ability to purchase that stuff, and not to mention Metamorphosis is a psychic archetype, so they're probably going to try to push that as much as possible as well. So it would not really do good if they limited Emergency Teleport with not only Cosmos, but another psychic type archetype coming with around the corner. Reasoning. It kills Infernoids and I guess Cosmos. It hurts Infernoids and I guess Cosmos, but other than that, I really don't see why this would be limited. Literally, the only deck that is currently in the meta that is actually that is making use of this card is Cosmos. So I honestly don't see this card ever being limited. Armageddon Knight. I can kind of see Armageddon Knight being limited. It's limited in the OCG for various reasons, but I don't understand why it would be limited here. There's probably not enough reasons to go around for Armageddon Knight to be limited. If it's just for the fact that it sends a dark monster from deck to graveyard, then people just run Foolish Burial. People just run other cards. People just run Foolish Burial and Mathematician, which are also limited. They would just the effect would still be the same. They would just play different cards, and Mathematician is actually better than Armageddon Knight. Vanity's Fiend and Majesty's Fiend. I can see this. I could probably see Majesty's Fiend more than I can see Vanity's Fiend because Vanity's Fiend is different. Vanity's Fiend is not that hard to summon, but also it's not that easy to summon. If you're talking about the Monarchs, they can summon it pretty easily, but it's not searchable. Unlike Majesty's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend is totally viable to be limited because it's first of all it's skill drain. It's a walking skill drain, and two, it's searchable for Monarchs. Draco Face Off, I can again kind of see it, but again, it's probably not going to happen. Next is Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. There's a reason why this card is probably not going to come back. It's not because Konami is afraid of this card. It is also not afraid it's not afraid. It's not because of people. It's not because of the Pendulum stuff. It's because it's a one turn. It's basically Heavy Storm and Dark Hole all in one. Well, yeah, basically Heavy Storm and Dark Hole all in one. I'm not saying that's necessarily unhealthy for the game, but that's enough reasoning behind it to keep it banned. At least for a few formats. Dark Magician of Chaos, again, people are kind of already assuming this, so this is not even a guess. One-Up Carriers and Mighty, I can see it. It's at 3 in the SGG, but honestly, I don't think that they're going to do that because they're going to focus on other things, not wind-ups, because, the only wind-up card that is currently seeing play is Wind-Up Rabbit. And if that was the case, then I would probably run Wind-Up Rabbit or Wind-Up Zen Mighty in my Cypherms just to have it. It would be cool to play. Solemn's Dragon, this doesn't make any sense. It's getting reprint. It just got its reprint. First of all, well, not really reprint. It's got its re-release, but it's not that prevalent. It's not a trap card that is seeing much play. It's only seeing play in most rogue decks in a few of the top 3. Very, very sparingly in the top 3. Sure, Cosmos probably play this card. They might play this card. I actually don't know if they play this card or not. Beforemaged Pals probably don't play this card, and Monarchs probably don't play this card either. So, Heretics Seal of Convocation. What is Heretics doing? What is that deck doing? I don't see why this card's here. This card's probably the least of my problem, least of the worries. Idea, the Heavenly Squire. I guess, but again. I don't think Monarchs will ever get hit. Maybe the Fiends, but I don't think Monarchs themselves will probably ever get hit. So, Heavenly Squire doesn't have anything to worry about. If anything, it's probably Ether that would probably get hit if Monarchs were to get hit. like in the monsters. And if it's not monsters, we're gonna do ether and pantheism. Which is kind of funny because this list is kind of weird because it doesn't actually say that pantheism is on here, because pantheism is far worse than idea. So next we're moving on to semi-limited Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Why would they do this? I mean, first of all, it's getting reprinted. Two, it's good in Super Quantums. It's also good in Phantom Knights. It's also good in the current iteration of Burning Abyss, which is Burning Abyss Phantom Knights. But neither here nor there. I also don't see this card ever being limited or semi-limited. It'll also be kind of strange to be semi-limited because it doesn't do anything. I mean, most Phantom Knight players only play this card, already play this card at 2, and if not, they're playing it at 3, so it wouldn't hurt them that bad. Additionally, against Burning Abyss, they would just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna play that big other defense guy, you know, the one that pops cards, the one that pops spell and traps. You know, that's basically a Alu card. Wisdom Eye Magician, I mean, no, because it would probably be limited, if anything. And it's not even that threatening. Wavering Eyes, again, would probably be at 1 or banned, because that's how it's going to go. Try the Light Brigade, I guess, I mean, because Light Swords aren't doing anything. I mean, they're doing things on the end, but they're not doing anything meta. So, Dragon's Vein, again, I don't really care. I mean, it's fine. Have it your way. Dragodia, I don't know why they would put this card at 3. I actually don't even know why this card's at 2. I think it's perfectly balanced at 1. But this card actually steals monsters. And also, I mean, I guess I can see it if Apocalypse Fort Towers were to come back to 1, because that means we would have 3 Outstep Towers instead of just 1. And plus, I mean, it wouldn't even matter. That wouldn't even matter because monarchs exist. So, Dark Hole. I mean, Dark Hole is kind of outclassed by Raigeki, and it's even outclassed by Torrential Tribute in some instances, because Torrential Tribute can be played on your opponent's turn. Sure, you gotta wait, and you can't play it immediately like if you want to, but it doesn't matter. I honestly think that this card will probably stay at 2, though. I don't think this card will probably ever go at 3, ever. So, Inspector Hornet, I don't think this card is a problem, so I think it might actually come back to 2, not actually to 3. But I mean, I could be wrong, and this could be legit. But I'm not gonna say this isn't legit. This is not legit at all. On the next list that I want to talk about is this one. This is the OTS Ultimate, the OTS packs, and it actually has some pretty interesting stuff, and it actually quite contradicts the ban list a little bit. The first one is Raigeki. The ultimate rares are Raigeki, Majesty Feet, and Anti-Spell Fragrance. Okay, Raigeki is kind of fun. It doesn't have an ultimate rare reprint, and it would actually kind of look not terrible as an ultimate rare. So I can see it. Majesty Feet, again, it kind of contradicts this list right here, because I mean, it doesn't matter, because I mean, why would they limit a card that they want people to buy? It doesn't make sense. And Anti-Spell Fragrance. Anti-Spell Fragrance probably should get a reprint in the Gold Series of that. If it doesn't, if it hasn't been announced yet, then it's probably not going to get a reprint in the Gold Series, and it might actually get a reprint here. It actually makes sense, but I don't know why they would pull the strings and make it even more expensive than it already is, because the common is still $25, which is absurd. So whereas Perform Pal Joker, they probably should have done this from the very beginning, because this card's stupid. Also, I don't know why they would put this card in here though. I mean, sure, it's useful, but it's only playable at 1. I mean, I honestly don't think that this card would probably make this list. It would probably be placed with something else that can be played at 3. You know, like, you know, I don't know, maybe Vector Pendulum, but that probably would be reprinted as a common. Then it would be like a $5 common or something. Pendulum Call. I mean, I guess. I mean, if you